So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how the Gridboss SMART ports actually work and demonstrate them working. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my earlier videos I've done on this Gridboss, what this is a microgrid interconnect device. I know, big complicated word, but really what it comes down to is it's just a central location where all of your power kind of comes together and gets distributed from there. And I'll go through the power flow of this system and how it works, because I have it paired with the Gridboss 21 from EG4, an all-in-one hybrid inverter. That is basically the muscle behind this system. And these two units were just released about 45 days ago. So they're still new to the market. So if you're looking to take your whole home off grid, and I'm not talking about just how you'd probably envision off-grid living, which would be some guy in the middle of the mountains in a log cabin with a wood-burning stove. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking your existing home, your 2,000, 3,000 square foot house in your track home community and taking that off grid, or as much off grid as possible. Like for me, instance, my system, I'm about 93% off grid, and the other 7 to 10% of the time, I use the grid as backup for those real stormy days or multiple days at a time where there's no sun. That's what I'm talking about when I say off grid. So if you want to be less dependent on the electric grid, or pretty much not dependent on it at all if you don't want to be, even in your track home, you can do that with this system as long as you can find a way to put enough solar panels, either ground mount them in your backyard or have them on your roof. And obviously, it takes a decent budget to be able to buy the batteries as well to have that power overnight or when there's multiple stormy or cloudy days. But this system can do that for your house. This system is very strong. This Gridboss 21, it can start a 5-ton air conditioning. And that's without a soft starter to try and bring down the amps. So if you're looking to do that or become less dependent on the electric grid, this is a system you probably should be looking into. And with those of you with an existing solar system, maybe it's older, panels on the roof, but you're just sending that power right back to the electric grid, you're not storing that in batteries, well, you can add this Gridboss and this Gridboss inverter to that system. You can plug those existing solar panel wires that are probably AC coupled, which means they're sending AC power down from your panels. You can plug those right into one of the ports, one of the smart ports on the Gridboss here, and then add an inverter and batteries, and bam, you're off grid. Your whole system can now be off grid, so when the power goes out, you don't go down with that like your system does right now. And for those of you interested in this type of system, I did create a free wiring schematic PDF that you can download that shows how I did this entire install, all the wires, where they connect to, the size wires, with links to all of the wiring, all of the equipment I use, including the conduit, the boxes here that I used, everything. And you can download that for free by going to flexboss21.com. Now, I did this installation myself, but keep in mind, this is 240 volts. It is high voltage electricity. It can kill you. So if you don't know what you're doing, please hire a licensed electrician to at least do the complicated connections from the panel to the Gridboss and the inverter to the Gridboss and all of that. Don't take the risk if you don't know what you're doing. I'll also have links in the description of this video to the online store I trust where you can buy this equipment. And they have great after the sale customer support, tech support to help walk you through any troubles you have. So especially if you're installing this yourself, I highly recommend buying it in the links that I have in the description. And by using those links, you're actually going to automatically have a $50 discount applied at checkout just for clicking on my links. Now I'm going to do a brief description of how this system actually works, kind of the power flow, and then I'm going to go ahead and put one of these smart ports to use and let you see how easy it is to use it and control whatever device is attached to it. So here's how this system works. Basically the meter, obviously this would be coming from outside at the street or on the back of your house, side of the house, wherever it's at. It comes from the meter. The main power goes here into the Gridboss. And it can handle up to 200 amps, kind of your typical whole home residential service. Bang, plugs in right here, this 200 amp breaker. Now this would be your home electrical panel. Power goes here, which is considered the backup loads port, goes into your home panel, feeds this whole panel. Okay, then that goes out to obviously all your appliances. Then you've got the inverter, which is the EG4 Gridboss 21. Your solar panels would come and plug in back to that little bunch of those gray circles back there. That's where your solar panels would land. And then this is your battery, plugs into the battery ports here, your positive and negative cables. This inverter converts that DC battery power into AC power, and it sends all of that AC power back through this gutter here into this big 90 amp breaker. So everything kind of feeds back into this Gridboss, the microgrid interconnect device here. Now I could click this main 200 amp breaker right here. This is my grid backup. I can click that over, completely go off grid, and then my batteries, and if I had solar panels plugged in to the inverter, that would power my whole home and this whole panel. Right now, I'm in basically, I have it set where if the batteries get down to 20%, then it goes back to grid and uses grid until, let's say, the sun came back up and it charges my batteries. That is how you can go mostly off grid with this thing. Put as many solar panels as you can. So that is how the power flow works. And again, I have that PDF you can download by going to flexboss21.com, and you'll be able to see all the wire sizes I use here, where they connect, including the communication cables here that go back to the Gridboss so they can communicate with each other. So that is how the system, basically the power flow works in this thing. Now I'm going to add a 30 amp double pole breaker here to this smart port. So you got 4 different smart ports here. Now you can use these for a couple things. One, you can use them for like what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have one of my circuits, which is basically controls wall outlets. I'm going to plug that in here. Now you're not going to normally use that. That's not your typical reason or way you'd want to use this. How these smart ports would work is you want to put like an EV charger on these, or you want to put like a pool pump, 240 volt pool pump on there, or maybe a water heater, some kind of big draws, or maybe a completely different sub panel you want to connect to this and only have that panel running, whatever, a workshop when you've got over 80% of your batteries. I don't know, you can set it on the app however you'd like based on state of charge of your batteries. So once your batteries are below 80%, you can shut these off, or whatever setting you want to leave it at. Or if you only want to set it to where they turn on when you have more than 4,000 watts of solar coming into your system, you can do that. And what's neat about this is, even if you don't have, let's say your electrical panel is full, you don't have any extra spots, well, you don't need to put the circuit on your home panel. You can put the dedicated circuit here and just run it from here. So there's 2 ways to connect to this. One is you get a bunch of breakers. Here's what mine came with. My Gridboss came with a 30 amp double pole breaker, 40 amp, 60 amp, 60, 70, 70, 70, and an 80. So it came with all of these in the box with it. And then you can just pick whatever appliance you have. Maybe it's an air conditioning and that's on a 40 amp circuit. That's pretty typical. Or maybe it's an EV charger that's on a bigger, maybe a 60 amp. You can literally take this breaker, and they're very easy to slap on here. You just basically hook it on this little bar here. It's kind of hard to see. And then just push it, just like that. They're really easy to put on. So you could take one of those breakers, add an EV charger right to there, and wire your neutral to the neutral bar back there, your ground to the ground back there, and bam, send that right out to your EV charger from there, and you're good to go. Or if you already have the circuit on your existing panel, what you could do is, for instance, this 50 amp double pole breaker here. You can pull those 2 hot wires out, wire nut them, or use whatever sort of connector. You could use one of these Polaris connectors right here, and just get the right wire size, and you connect them, and then run your other, you basically splice into each one, and you send those wires down through the gutter and up into there. Now you only need to send the hot wires also, because your neutral is already connected here, and your ground's already connected, and you already have your ground, your common grounds connected to each other from your panel to here. So all you have to do is move the hot wires. That's it. It's that simple to install one of these. So very easy. What I'm going to do is just take a 30 amp, plug a 30 amp double pole in on there, just pull one line. I'll just take off one of my 20 amp, the little hot wire there. I'll just pull it out of the breaker. I'll wire nut it, and I'll just send the wire from here and directly connect it, just so you can see it turn on and off. This little work light I have right here. So I'll basically have this circuit on the smart port, so you can see the light turn on and off. And then we'll just run some examples of how that works. So let me get that installed right now real quick, which will only take a minute. All right, so I'm all connected. So I removed that breaker that was right in that slot right there. And I took that wire that was going to that breaker, which controls my outlet back there on that work light. And I wire nutted it to this red line here, which you can see. It goes up and plugs right into one leg on the 30 amp double pole breaker on the first smart port here. So all I got to do is turn that to the on position, which I will do now. All right, we should be ready to control that smart port now. So let's go on the app and let's get that thing fired up. So now let's go over how to turn on that smart port. So what you're going to want to do is get to the Gridboss, which this is my FlexBoss screen. So if I click on this other number here, that is my Gridboss. And then at the top of the screen here, click on Maintenance. And then once you get on the screen, make sure you click Read. That's what basically populates all the data down here. So give it about 2 or 3 seconds to populate all the information down here. And then scroll down until you get to the Gridboss Smart Port area, which is right here, Gridboss Smart Port 1. For you, it's going to say unused. So you're going to want to click on Smart Load, click Set, and then it's going to be disabled. You're going to click on Enable here, make sure that's highlighted. And then for me right now, I'm going to turn on the circuit so this light will turn on. And to do that, I can hit the grid is connected right now as backup and the grid's working. So I'm going to hit enable and this should turn on that circuit. There we go. It turned on. And that's how easy it is to use this smart port. Very simple. And you've got a bunch of settings here you can use as well. You can do state of charge settings, set it to when you want it to turn on once your batteries get to a certain point. So for this, it would be once my batteries get charged to 85%, turn on the smart port. Bang, and then it does. And then what setting do you want to turn it off? There we go, 80%. And right here is if you want to do it in volts, but I have it set up top right here where you use state of charge rather than volts for the charge and discharge control. That just seems easier for me, but maybe for some electrical engineers, they'd rather use volts. And you've also got this power shedding mode as well. If you want to click enable on that, then you can start the system when it's, for instance, you have solar power coming in over 1500 watts, which would be 1.5 kilowatts. Then it'll turn that on. And you can set that all over here on the right-hand side. And then this is your time settings. If you wanted to set for like a time of use, you want it to turn on only certain times, then you could set that right in this area here. So very actually user-friendly to work with. So now that we got it up and running, let's go ahead and show you or do a test on the state of charge setting here. Now I won't be able to do power shedding because I don't have solar panels hooked up to this right now. I'm purely on batteries. And I just grid charge the batteries, which really I'm not grid charging them. I'm using my home solar system. I just ran power from my home panel over to here, over to my Gridboss. So it's really running on solar, but I don't have panels connected to this, so I can't use that setting. But here's also in the smart load port here where you can click on AC couple. If you wanted to, if you had an existing solar system that does not have batteries, you could literally take those solar panel wires and plug them right into the AC couple here, and you can use it for that as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and do a demonstration on how the state of charge works on this smart port. So now let's set that smart port to turn on and off based on the state of charge, which if you come over to here, you're going to have to adjust it right here. I had it set to turn on at 85%. You click set, and as you can see, the light's on, so that's why we're on right now. I have it set to turn off at 80%, and right now our battery's at about 86%, so I'm going to run some heaters to run that battery down. But that's all you do is just punch whatever number you want in right there. There has to be at least a 5% difference, looks like, for these to work based on when I hover over this question mark here. It says end state of charge plus 5% plus or equal to that. So, okay. You would obviously disable the grid always on because you don't want it always on. You don't want the smart port always on. You want it to be on based on the state of charge of your batteries. Now, one thing that caught me that it wasn't working originally was you have to also set the time down here. So you'll notice I have it set for 0 to 23:59. Basically, that means you want that smart port to run for 24 hours and to be active the way I have it set. If you leave that blank, it will not work. So make sure you set that time. And also make sure your main host time is set up correctly too for your devices. So as you can see right here, mine says January 17th, 16:55, which is 4:55 p.m., which is correct. If that is wrong, you set it up incorrectly when you set up your app, and you'll need to call Signature Solar to change that. So if that's not right, make sure you give them a call and let them help you out there. Now, I've got some heaters running, so we should see this light turn on any time now. So let's go ahead and go over to my FlexBoss and watch my state of charge on the batteries drift down. and then have the smart load or the smart port turn off this light. So let's go check that out. All right, so as you can see, my batteries are now at 84%. I'm pulling a little over 3,000 watts, running a couple space heaters. You see I'm not line balanced at all. Line 1's 130 watts, and the other line 2 is almost 3,000 watts, but whatever, it still works just fine. Now I'll go ahead and keep refreshing this. And when it hits 80 or 79%, that's when that circuit should turn off because it's plugged into the smart port, and we'll see that light shut off. All right, there we go. We just hit 80%. Actually, it shows 81%. Smart port worked exactly as it should. And you know what, there's probably a 2 or 3 minute delay on basically getting real-time updates too, so that's probably that issue. But yeah, worked just like it's supposed to. Now, as you can see, the smart ports on the Gridboss here are very easy to set up and start using. Now, the Gridboss and FlexBoss are an excellent combination if you're looking to take your whole house off grid, be less dependent on the grid, or even actually sell back if you want, because it is a hybrid inverter, so you can sell back to the utility if that's what you choose to do. But with the sellback agreements happening now, mostly around the country, it's starting to become less and less popular because they're not giving you that one-to-one credit. So it's starting to make a lot more sense to just use battery storage. And you know what? You get the added benefit of being independent. You don't have to have the electric grid. You can run power to your whole house, even if the grid's up or not. So having power during blackouts, that's a big reason for me. I'm in Texas. You've heard all the stories about our electric grid over the last few years. So I made sure I'm prepared to not ever let that affect me like it did again. Well, that's it for now. Make sure to like this video. Let me know your thoughts of this system in the comments as well. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content just like this. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.